What is happening, YouTube? Blaire McKeithen here, representing Formula Golf. Long time no see. I apologize for the very long delay in videos. Since I got back from China, I've really been trying to focus and grind on my tournament play and golf game. I've been playing in a lot of tournaments. And believe it or not, I've been playing decently well, a lot better than what I was like when in Thailand when I was stressing out really bad. I did okay when I was in China, and then but didn't make the Monday qualifier. And then I got home and kind of just took a week or so, 2 weeks off, just kind of contemplating what I'm supposed to do going forward. And something great happened to me, which is amazing, figuring that before I even left for China, something really bad happened. But the gentleman who did help pay for me to go to that Q school, he paid for the entry fee to the Q school, offered to help me out with entry fees going forward. Just when I thought I was down and out and I just blew my last chance at being able to play professional golf, someone came in to keep me going. So I'm really excited about what's going to be happening this next year. And since I got back, I've played in probably 7 events since I got back. I've cashed in all of them except for one. I even got a win last week, which was really awesome. I'm probably going to put a picture here of my stupid smiling face in front of the scoreboard. So that was really cool. I just got back from the Provo Open in Utah. I didn't play particularly well, but I finished 11th on the professional standing, so I made some money, paid for the trip. And then now I'm back and just grinding away. Next month for July, I will be heading and doing some Web.com Tour qualifiers. It starts with the TPC Colorado Championship in Denver on the 8th, and then on the 9th, I will be trying for the Colorado State Open qualifier, which is basically it's just the best state open that we're gonna get. The winner gets $100,000, so I'm definitely gonna be giving my all on that one. And then I'll be driving up to Nebraska, going to Lincoln and trying out for the Pinnacle Championship. My brother lives in Lincoln, so that really helps me out. I may do a little bit of vlogging on the trip, but the reason why I haven't been vlogging a lot is because I think it kind of really distracted me when I was out in Asia. So I've been just kind of avoiding it and just trying to stay focused and just grind on myself and just make sure that the game's where I want it to be, so I'm not on camera making a fool of myself. So today I want to give you guys a quick what's in the bag. As you can see, it's the same blue bag, but there are some changes, so I am going to show you what is going on. Alright, so first and foremost, I'm just going to start with the irons. As you can see, that is not a TaylorMade logo. That is an FG Tour. These irons are actually pretty sweet. They're my irons when I was on staff with Wilson. This was my second set that they gave me. So I got these circa 2011. And I'll explain to you why I decided to go to these things. You know, they're a lot easier to hit than my TaylorMades, and also these shafts are X100s. The shafts I had in my TaylorMade irons are KBS, like 125 S pluses, but they just don't really spin enough for me. And these X100s get a lot more spin. These are actually my original grips, if you can believe it. They still have tack and they're not all dried out. But yeah, I switched to these irons because they were just so much, I can actually control the spin rate a lot more, so I wasn't catching any funky knucklers or anything like that. I think my TaylorMade irons are really good for players who spin it a lot, and it's just not for me. And speaking of that, if anyone's interested in those, I will be selling them. I'm going to do a good deal, and just if anyone's interested, leave a comment down below. I think I'm going to post on Instagram and let people know if they want it. My 60 degree is the TaylorMade EF Spin Groove. It's weird though, I thought these ones only had a plate on them. As you can see, I've put a beading on this club. I've had this probably for 4 or 5 months now, but I really like the shape of it. I love the bounce. It's 7-degree bounce. It just really is what I like the most. I like the satin finish. Looks really nice, but unfortunately I will be having to change this soon. Luckily the guys at TaylorMade, they just happened to have this thing laying around and they gave it to me, and so I've been putting it to good use. I have S400 shafts in these. In the past, that you may have noticed, probably even in my last what's in the bag, I had KBS shafts into them. And then as for my wedges, I have Titleist 56 degree S grind for my 56 degree. As you can see, it says Go Utes. And then on my 52 degree, it's a 12-degree bounce F grind, and on this one it has like a Bible verse or something on it. But I actually got these from the golf store because once I got this club and started using it with the S400, I really like the S400 shaft. And the reason I even got these wedges in the first place was because they had S400s. They were supposed to be temporary. I was going to order some TaylorMade clubs wedges, but you know, I really like Vokeys, and as I'm sure a lot of you know, you can't go wrong with Vokeys. So onto the 3-wood. Oh, by the way, I go to a 3-iron in my Wilson clubs. I don't have my 2-iron anymore. It's just a little bit too knuckly for me again. So that'll actually be part of my set, I think, that when I try to sell it. And the newest addition to my bag is the M5 3-wood. I have an Atmos 7X Tour Spec Fujikura shaft. This one spins a little bit more than your other shafts. I'm a low spin player, so if I can get spin, then everything's gravy. So I have this thing set up a little bit to the fade, because I found that I was kind of hitting it a little left when I first got it. So I have it set up to the fade, and it is a little bit open. So this is really helping me get make sure this thing isn't cooking any nasty way to the left with like a knuckleball. So the flight is great on this club. I'll show you guys a few swings of how I'm hitting it, but it's good because I can hit draws with it, and I can hit fades with it. I can hit low and high, which is really important. I have the Lampkin UTX standard cord grip on here. Big fan of these grips. I'll probably get them on all of my irons next time. And as for the driver, the TaylorMade M6. Loving this driver big time. It's really accurate, goes pretty far. I mean, it's tough to get any farther than the old TaylorMade drivers, or any driver in general on the market. Everything's just long now, but it's all a matter of head shape. I picked the M6 because it spins more than the M5. I have this thing set actually a little bit higher. It's a 9 degree. So I have this thing set to, I don't know, like 9.5 tops or something. And I have a Kurokage XM60 Flex TX. So a 6X shaft here, a little bit lighter, but it is an X shaft. I got this from Sam Chan in Thailand. He let me use it when we were in Bangkok, and I've had it ever since. And here's something new that you guys have not seen. Yes, that's right. That's an arm lock. That's an arm. There's some muscles there. There's an Odyssey sign in the muscle. I freaking love this putter. Holy crap. It has changed my life, to be honest. I got this thing shortly after I got back from China, and you know, I was kind of desperate. I wasn't putting well. And I figured I'll try one of these things, and I couldn't find them anywhere. I went to all the golf stores and I couldn't find anything for arm lock putters. And then one day, the day before a tournament, I just popped into a golf mart, literally in hopes of finding one, and I found the only one. And somebody had bought it and returned it, thankfully for that person. So I got this one, and I went out with my first round with it in the tournament, and I shot 66, putted really well, made some money. And I've been consistently putting well ever since. As for in my bag, a little sweet spot for my wallet here. I have some TaylorMade TP gloves. This is a Cadet Large. I just got this one, which is a medium large. They're essentially the same thing. Really good golf gloves. They're freaking expensive though, but thankfully I can get them from TaylorMade. And then my Bushnell. It's just a rangefinder. You can't go anywhere without that. And also, you can't go anywhere without all of these practice gloves. You know, a lot of times you use these things, and luckily I don't like wear out the thumbs and put big old holes in them. So all these old gloves that I have just turn into practice gloves. I will be getting a new bag soon. It looks kind of funky, like there's like some stains and stuff, but what do you need a bag for anyway, except for to leave your golf clubs? As for in the bag, let's see here. All right, I got Titleist Pro V's. They spin more than the TP5Xs. They are shorter, especially off the tee, but I'm okay with that. It's really important to me that I'm able to work the ball, and with the TaylorMade TP5 and TP5Xs, it's just too much. I mean, and they go too far with the irons. I mark them like this, so I put a little dot here on the outside, and then when I mark it, I kind of have like half the ball down this way, so I'm only seeing like the top half of the Titleist logo, and then the dot. And I find myself like not getting too locked into my lines, And then if you hit like a bad putt and it doesn't roll super pure, then you're not like super stressed out because you don't barely even notice the line. But when you do hit a pure roll, it rolls end over end. It looks really nice. And you can't go anywhere without the water. What else do I got in here? I got more golf balls. All the old balls after a round or two, they end up in here. They become chipping balls. I have a buttload of tees. I got my rain glove in case it ever rains, which doesn't really happen very often in San Diego. And in here, just more gloves. And then, oh, I once played a Titleist driver, and I still have the tool, and luckily that the tools work for absolutely everything. So shortly after I got back, I decided to kind of go on my own when it comes to swinging and my swing direction. Not that Adam is a bad coach by any means, but I just find that I got locked into what a lot of coaches were telling me basically for the last 5 years. I've had multiple coaches, and I always thought that was the missing piece of my game, when in reality I was always, good on my own. Like, for instance, before I ever got coaching, I was shooting double digits under par in tournaments and really low 60s fairly consistently, which was super great. But I always thought, man, if I could just get that a little bit better, because sometimes instead of shooting 63, I would play kind of poorly and I would shoot like 69. In hindsight, I'm like, that's really good. If you're not hitting it very great and you're still shooting 3 under par, even in golf tournaments, then that means you're doing something right. You're allowing your talent to let you score. But no one ever taught me how to score. No one taught me how to shoot 10, 11 under par. I just was always able to do it. And then once I started getting coaching, it really went downhill from there. Started in 2013. And I just come off of shooting 11 under par in a tournament down here in San Diego, and I thought that that's what I needed to get better. And so I went to someone, and then I completely fell off. I mean, it changed just about everything. There's a lot of things that I do naturally that a lot of coaches don't think I should do. And so that being said, I believed them because I just thought that that's the way it was supposed to be. Everyone gets coaching. Tiger Woods had coaches, so it's kind of one of those things where I let myself doubt my own abilities, and it really cost me. And I put a lot of reliance on other people, unfairly to the other people too, because they're just teaching what they know and what they think are best. And what they think is best is really good for a lot of players, just not for me. And I decided when I got back that I would just kind of go with my own talent and just figure things out. Luckily, I just happened to have a bunch of videos that were downloaded when I used to have a Microsoft Surface, and it was called OneDrive, and I got a notification saying that all my files from when I had that service are going to be deleted unless I repay for the service. And I was like, oh, I forgot all about all these things. And so I looked into the videos, and there's videos of me with these clubs specifically, the FG Tours, from 2011. And this is pre-teaching, and I was working at a really nice exclusive club out here in San Diego called the Santa Luz Club. And I was like, oh sweet, there's old film of me doing this, and when I lived in Illinois. And so I started looking at my old swings when I was just working on it myself, and I was like, holy crap, it was so good. I mean, to me it was so natural. It looked so flowing. It looked easy. It looked like I knew I had control over the face. It looked like I had control over my body. I was so balanced. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I ever thought it was bad. I mean, somebody could say it was bad, but someone could say Jim Furyk's swing is bad. But in reality, that's their swing. So, as the old adage says, swing your swing. And so I saw that, and I was blown away. I was like, holy crap. And then all of a sudden, I remembered all the feels from back then, and the feels that I was working on, specifically on the driving range. So connected, I'm going to have some videos showing you from 2011 hitting these exact same clubs. A lot of good things going on back then that I really took for granted, because I just didn't think that I was ever, I always thought there was a missing piece, but in reality I just needed to hone my own craft, hone my own natural ability to get better. And so I started doing that. I find these swings, and then literally 2 days later I go to that tournament with that arm lock putter, and I shoot the 66, no bogeys, just played solid golf. And I'm like, holy crap, that was easy. And so I kept doing it. I kept committing to it, and I kept getting better. There's days where I didn't feel that great, and I'm shooting, 68, 69s and making money, and then, I'm trending in the right directions finally. I'm like, wow. Let me know what you think about the swing, and let me know if you see anything differently. Obviously, the stuff I'm doing now will never be like how I was, you know, in 2011. It was 8 years ago. I was younger, more flexible, and just I can't. I'm trying, and the feels still feel the same. The ball flight I think is very similar, but you'll never get exactly the same. But at least it feels natural. At least I believe in it, and so I'm really excited going forward. And for you guys who kind of get coached into oblivion, don't ever doubt your own talent. You know, you got to trust yourself at some point. Take responsibility for your own game. Never use someone else as a like a benchmark, if you will, like a certain position in your golf swing. Oh, if I only get, you know, right here on the backswing or here coming down, I can do these. No, I mean, if you're gonna hit a cut or a draw, and you're hitting a draw and you're doing it pretty consistently, and you're doing it to where you know and you can commit to it, then you're doing it right, no matter what it looks like. No matter, you know, it doesn't matter. Just swing your swing, play the game that you know you can play, and don't let yourself get coached to oblivion. It's no fun. So I'm excited to be back on the up and up, and I do feel like I'm only gonna get better. Again, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. I've had a few comments mentioning, you know, like if I was dead or not. Thankfully, I'm not. I'm about to live the life that I've always wanted to live. I still am, or I was before, and I still am now. I'm still able to play. Still really grateful. And join me for this journey. I will post as much as I can, but if I take long breaks in between, it's usually because I'm going to be grinding for tournaments. Just got to work really hard, you know, and a lot of times filming and YouTube gets in the way of that. Not that it's anybody else's fault but my own, because some people and there's a lot of good YouTube golfers who do play professionally who can do it. It's just not necessarily for me, but I will continue to post course vlogs. I got an upcoming video with Cameron Sisk, who just played in the Nationals. He was the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year for Arizona State University. He's playing in the British Am right now, and when he comes back, I'll have a course vlog and a what's in the bag with him, and an update on his progression as a high-ranking NCAA golfer. So look forward to that video, and always remember, everybody, keep on grinding.